Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we return to talking about the border wall debate in America. Recently, CNN had another interesting video about this issue, in which one of their correspondents, Navarro, thought it would be cute to file her nails while talking about our nation's security. That's right, this fake Republican, oversized, liberal shill thought it would be funny to just do her nails, all while the other men in the room on the show had to be the adults and talk about the real situation. They were even talking about all the crimes and murders committed by the legals, but Navarro just doesn't care. She doesn't care about this country, its people, or our security at all. All she really wants is for us to be taken over by her brown relatives from the South, who want to turn the United States into a shithole country just like theirs. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the video and see what's going on for ourselves.
Anna, the president has said, these people are rapists and animals. They're coming here. The worst are coming this way. They're a marauding horde. His son obviously believes it. They all believe it. That's the mentality that leads you to think you're a wall away from being protected by these people. Fair point or no?
Before we get to that oh-so-smug Navarro and her terrible response, I'd like to bring up some fact-checking about this statement. You see, the liberals like to pretend these illegals aren't bad guys, and they also like to pretend Trump calls them all rapists. Well, of course he never said that. He never said all, but we can all agree that a lot of them are. For example, CBS News recently proved Trump right on this, ironically enough. They were doing a live fact-checking session during his recent speech on Tuesday, and when Trump made the claim that 1 in 3 women crossing the border get sexually assaulted, CBS actually proved he was right. Not only that, but Trump's 1 in 3 estimate was actually a bit low. CBS reported 60 to 80% of female migrants are assaulted. And funny enough, but not surprising, CBS promptly deleted this fact-checking. I guess they don't really care about the truth or facts. In reality, the liberal-run mainstream media just care about pushing Democratic agendas and bashing Trump while they do it. But this is also very relevant to today's CNN story because Chris Cuomo, the host here, he just denied that this sexual abuse thing is a problem. And as you'll soon see, Navarro doesn't give a shit about these problems either.
Yes, I mean, I think he is echoing his father, who demonizes immigrants time and time and time and time again. And I think he does this a lot, right? Echo his father on many points. But frankly, look, first of all, zoos maybe have fences to protect the animals from people like Donald Trump Jr.
Take note how the wild liberal shill feels natural in her own environment on CNN. It's her home turf, and Anna feels bold enough to first chastise the Trumps for supposedly demonizing the illegal immigrants, and then in the same breath, she promptly demonizes the Trumps herself, comparing them to zoo animals, the very thing she had just attacked them for. You really can't make this kind of hypocritical bullshit up. No, not that kind of hippo. Although I do see the resemblance between Navarro and this African creature.
But you know, at the end of the day, Donald Trump Jr. and whatever he says, can I just file my nails? I mean, this is an entitled, rich, spoiled little brat whose only call to fame is being his daddy's son, who hasn't built anything of his own, who hasn't done anything of his own.
Wow, what a poorly executed joke stunt. She had this planned and everything too, you can tell. And brought in her nail file and tried to make this big dumb little scene here. And it looks oh so cringy when she does it. This isn't even the right time for a file your nails kind of joke. She was in the middle of an anti-Trump rant and then all of a sudden she brings this nail file out of nowhere. And now she's going off trying to degrade Donald Trump Jr.'s character instead of actually addressing what he said. And that, my friends, is called ad hominem, and two can play at that game. For those who don't know, Navarro is a Nicaraguan-born American immigrant, but if you ask me, she appears to have more loyalty to South America than she does the United States. Anna also has no kids, she's never been married, and basically just lives for her job, which is pretending to be a Republican on liberal TV shows. So, despite her getting engaged last year at 47, basically, Miss Navarro has no family here in America, which kind of explains why she doesn't appear to care much about this country's future. Anna doesn't care because she doesn't have a future here. She's not invested in the United States at all.
That his brother-in-law and sister did to be part of the Oval Office and the White House staff. Daddy kept Fredo back home. So who cares what Donald Trump Jr. says? Who cares what Donald Trump Jr. says?
Well, you seem to be pretty perturbed about this. And of course, this show was just trying to link Trump Jr.'s quotes to his father earlier. Do you even remember that little tirade you just went on a minute ago? You old bag? Jesus. Only a stupid lefty would first act all pissed and offended about something, and then try and pretend they don't care one sentence later. What a ditz.
You just said that the president demonizes immigrants, and this is another sort of sleight of hand that the left loves to try to put over on the American people. He has never demonized immigrants. He is against illegal aliens. He is against breaking and entering into our country. He's against a lawless border. He loves legal immigration. As a matter of fact, quite literally so.
Now that guy's actually pretty based. I'm surprised CNN let him on here, to be honest. It's funny how Anna Navarro is so not a conservative that they have to bring on a real conservative to counter her. Jesus, Anna's such a joke.
I have asked you in the past, and I will ask you again today, to stop referring to me as left. Let me remind you that I was a Republican when Donald Trump was a Democrat. I was a Republican when Donald Trump was an independent.
You're a very leftist
I was a Republican and supporting Republicans when Donald Trump had Hillary and Bill Clinton at his wedding and was giving Nancy Pelosi money.
Damn, she's getting riled up here, isn't she? And they wonder why women are called emotional and unstable. Well, Anna, you just played right into all of those stereotypes. Also, I was just talking about how not a Republican she was too. And now Anna has the lady balls to pretend that she is again? She's doubling down, tripling down. It's a triple, double, quadruple. And I hate to sound like a broken record here, but Navarro's hypocrisy really never stops. Here she is being hypocritical once again, and I think that's like her third time in less than 3 minutes. This time she's accusing Trump of not really being a Republican, saying she was a Republican since Reagan or some shit. But here's the thing, even if Navarro is a Republican because she voted for Reagan in the 80s, she sure isn't holding any Republican values right now, in the present. Trump, on the other hand, sure, he used to be more of a Democrat, and he supported their party before in the past too. But in the present, the president is representing our values, and pushing for a conservative agenda in 2019. And that's what really matters to me, and it should to you. Doing something in the 80s and claiming it in the present like Anna, no one really gives a crap about that. But doing something in 2019 and following through, like how our president does, that's what being a real Republican is all about.
Have enabled Donald Trump to take this party hostage and change and give up and compromise convictions and principles, Republican ones, that I grew up with, does not make me left. I fled left.
This is the most conservative.
You fled communism to come to America, and now you're doing everything in your power to make this country communist too. Well done, and very ironic. And what's up with everyone on the left saying the president is taking things hostage? Alex Cortez said the same thing a few days ago, claiming the president was taking government employees and their paychecks hostage in order to get the funding for his wall. It all sounds like absolute nonsense to me, but I find it interesting that Anna is using the same terminology now, except this time Trump is taking the Republican Party hostage. And he's sure got a funny way of doing it too. Think about it. Instead of kidnapping someone or threatening to blow someplace up, the typical kind of hostage-taking setups, well, President Trump found a much more interesting way to do this. What the Don did was compete in the Republican primary process in 2016, and he won their party's nomination fair and square. And then later, Donald Trump became elected to the office of President of the United States. What a funny way he chose to take this country hostage, and the Republican Party, but hey, if that's what Anna wants to call it, sure, go ahead and go for it, you dum-dum.
Look, I think this is a country that has been built by people who came here as refugees, many for political reasons, many for economic reasons. It's the people who do some of the hardest jobs in this country.
Not really. Mexicans and South Americans didn't build this country, Anna. It was the European colonists who settled and built up this land over 300 years ago. I'm glad you got out of Nicaragua while you were young, and I wouldn't say you're not a real American now, but I also will not pretend you and your South American brethren are now owning the place here. You should be more of a humble guest and be grateful that you're not in Nicaragua anymore. But instead, these liberal assholes, they come into this country and act like they own the place.
Excited about criminality between native-born and immigrants. First of all, that's not true. There's a lot of conflicting studies. But even if it were true,
only when you include the
yes,
illegal entry as criminality, do you get the numbers where you want them.
No, that's not true.
Yes,
that's not true, John.
I think we should include illegal entry in with the illegal immigrants and their criminality. Makes perfect sense to me. And I agree with this guy on the right again too. I do not believe that illegal immigrants are coming into this country and being less criminal than our citizens. Sorry, not buying that. Maybe they are getting away with crimes better, or they're being let go or not counted by the police police and their reports more, but I will simply not buy that they're committing less crimes. I just think maybe those citizens are getting ticketed and fined and tried and convicted more because there's more of us. And every liberal and their mother tries to make this point here too. Again, this is something Alex Cortez said in a video, in a clip we covered yesterday. And now Anna and Cuomo here on CNN are saying it again too. Total bullshit. Really, it just sounds like they're all getting their Soros-approved talking points and spitting them out like the classic NPCs that they are.
Even if I were to grant you that, okay, the point is the illegal alien crime rate should be zero. It should be, you can do your nails. You know who can't do their nails? Are people who've been killed, Anna, by dangerous, known illegal aliens who've been allowed to stay in this country because of the leftist policies that people like you promote in so-called sanctuary cities
so
to allow them to hide in plain sight.
Already.
You are a leftist, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the face of the left on illegal immigration and the crimes and problems that brings to our great country. Just look at this disgustingly smug face Anna has here as she does her nails on live television, while this guy on the right is trying to talk sense into everyone and save us from this disaster.
Even if I were to grant you that, okay, the point is the illegal alien crime rate should be zero.
Yep, that's CNN's Anna Navarro sighing overly dramatically while also rolling her eyes and filing her nails as a guest describes innocent Americans being murdered by illegal aliens. Disgusting. And this is also just the perfect depiction of how establishment liberals have approached this heart-wrenching American crisis at the border. They've approached it with insulting disinterest. In the end, that's why I say it's up to us to care about this country and our people. The left-wingers at CNN sure don't give a shit about America. They don't care if people lose their jobs or their homes or sometimes even their lives, all because illegal immigration is out of control here. Democrats don't care about the people or the US or any of that. They just want one thing. They want the power of the government back, and they want all the control and money and special privileges that comes with. Yeah, instead of letting everyone live their lives freely, the left wants to dominate us, to control our speech, our thoughts, and what we do, and what we watch on TV too. Like how yesterday Don Lemon wanted to edit and censor and gatekeep the president's speech. Liberals are anti-freedom, clearly, and that's why I say they're anti-American too. What do you guys think? Is Anna Navarro a real conservative, or is she actually a liberal in hiding? And what did you think about her nail filing stunt today? Was it inappropriate to act annoyed and indifferent while the other guy was worried about the lives and welfare of the American people? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. We'll see you all next time.